afternoon. Welcome to the Queensland State Netball Centre for the Hart Sapphire Series Round 11 match between the QT Wildcats and the Jets. We're looking forward to a fantastic match between these two teams in the game this afternoon. My name's Karen Top and we'll enjoy your company as we watch them play 4 quarters of fantastic netball. The teams that are playing this afternoon, our team lists are: for the Ipswich Jets, there has been a late change to the team lineup. My understanding is that Lucy Benjamin is starting at goal shooter, Rosie Baker is starting at goal attack, Brooke Hams at wing attack, Steph O'Brien at centre, Leah Woolnough at wing defence, Siobhan Sherlaw at goal defence, and Bridie Condren at goalkeeper, with the substitutions being Charlie Bell, Ashlyn Garrett and Michaela Hosh. They're coached by Tracy Jeans Fraser. For our QT Wildcats, at goal shooter we have Alicia Tahara, goal attack Riley Bachelador, wing attack Lisa Maimai, centre Keisha Grant, wing defence Haluta Vive, goal defence Danielle Taylor, goalkeeper Lenora Missa, substitution Stephanie Bairstow, Aldora Tuala and Rachel Fanana. They're coached by Paula Stewart. These teams on the competition ladder are sitting second and third currently. Ipswich Jets are on 132 points with QT Wildcats on 124. It's my understanding that last game between these two teams was quite close, so we'll be looking forward to an interesting match this evening. Our umpires for the game tonight, Kimberly Foreman and Jessica Lakeman, and the reserve umpire is Rachel Thomas. I'd like to also welcome into commentary this afternoon Maxine Holzberger. Nice to have you with us, Max.
No worries, Tom. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good game today. Really exciting.
Cool. What do you think are some of the key things that the Wildcats will be working on in their game as they start off?
I think consistency. They have a great spread across the court. They have beautiful transition through the centre third. It's about staying on pace, being able to keep taking the ball all the way, and to be able to work through the Jets' defence.
Cool. Some really good insights there into the Wildcats. From your understanding of watching the Jets play today, what do you think are some of the key things for the Jets team?
Well, I do know that they'll be training and really focused on shutting down the key players in their opposition. So what the Wildcats have to do is be able to stay mentally focused and not let that get in their head and interfere with their game. And so, likewise, we've got QT Wildcats have to do the same to Jets. Shut down their key playmakers and work away until they can just take their possession.
Thanks for those great insights. So it looks like Wildcats are starting with the first centre pass. They've got some great speed through their wing attack Lisa Maimai and their goal attack Riley Bachelador.
Wow, already Jets have tipped it away. So that's something that Wildcats have to be aware of, those big long arms and that elevation. It's so unassuming.
Bridie Condren, the Jets goalkeeper, had a great distance. Dan Taylor from the Wildcats was trying to return the favour at the other end of the court.
Whoop. Now we're in. Too easy.
So some really nice fast movement of the ball there between the Jets attackers in the circle to set up Lucy Benjamin under the post for the first goal of the game.
Well, that was a good take. That was really smart, just getting that foot in that line on that centre pass. Both teams will play the ball really fast. Like they're very smart. Oh, great tip. Great tip by Nora. So one of the she got the most intercepts at the World Cup. So that was a fabulous example of what she's got to offer today. But both teams are going to play this ball nice and fast because they've got so much speed, like you said before, and confidence. They know where to place the ball and they have faith in each other putting it on. It's about who's going to wear each other out first.
Absolutely. And then what they can do under fatigue.
Yes, it's the errors. You know, the team that can work fatigued and under stress and not make the errors.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, Lenora Misu played for Samoa in the Netball World Cup recently. Did a fantastic job, particularly against the very tall Sri Lankan goal shooter.
She said that was rather intimidating to play against somebody who was 6'11".
Absolutely. I watched the majority of that game, and Lenora's positioning was just superb against such a tall person, and she was able to use the outside arm really effectively in that match. And the games that I've seen throughout this season, she's done that effectively here in the Sapphire Series as well.
And the thing that's really good is that she can play a variety of styles of defence. So here she was blocking out the goal shooter, keeping the shooter away as much as she could, but as the ball was coming in, she kept adjusting, which puts pressure on the feeders on how to get the ball to the shooter, and that's what makes her such a fabulous defender.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've got another turnover, so Jets have taken possession off Cats again.
It was really good pressure over the ball, and Steph O'Brien really scrapping for that ball on the ground, able to come away with it. We noticed in the earlier game that both teams were getting lots of turnovers, but finding a way to be able to convert was a challenge.
It was.
So far in this game, Jets have done that quite effectively to be leading 4-1.
Haven't got good two hands to that ball, Nora, which took the possession, which was great, and now the Wildcats are just patiently bringing the ball out, taking no risks, moving the ball up. Now we need that option coming through. Keisha in the centre, she might be little, but she's fast and smart. So Riley gets another shot for goal, and beautiful, another shot. So 4-2 at the moment, Jets' way.
Lisa Maimai is working really hard under pressure off the line, and she's getting out, not using her at the moment. She's utilising her space and speed well. It's a great matchup between her and Leah Woolnough. They were teammates in the under-19s and now playing against one another.
That's hard when you have to step up against your mates, hey?
Absolutely. It's one of those good things I also think about netball, where you can challenge one another off the court and then come off and be great mates again.
Yes, and that's part of being a netballer, isn't it? You know, we respect each other, we respect our opposition, and honestly, it's those great players that make us better players. Oh, that was a great shot by the goal attack, Jets goal attack.
Rosie Baker doing a really good job under strong defensive pressure there from the Wildcats to be able to sink that goal. Jets just staying in front at the moment, 5-3.
Little lob over.
Alicia Tahara is a great target for the Wildcats in the circle.
Yeah, and had a really good strong hold there, so nothing was going to get past that ball.
Helena Veve having great pressure again over that ball. She's always been so fantastic about cutting those balls off. Her timing is usually quite impeccable.
Yeah, she's so unassuming. She looks to me like she's just trotting along, never looks like she's, you know, worn out, and she just keeps going and going.
Yes.
She's got that good elevation and timing. It's that timing, I think, that it makes her those tips that she gets. And there we go. Wildcats scored from that.
So bringing the score back to even. They've done a great job after Jets raced away to a lead early on.
Another big pass. Oh, great tip by goalkeeper.
It's that challenge in the circle where Alicia Tahara is pretty much matched in height by Bridie Condren from the Jets.
Lovely shot by Riley Batchelor.
She has such a high release and such a high arc on a shot. It's so difficult to defend.
Definitely. Nora's kept Lucy Benjamin out. Now she just keeps that movement, Lucy does, from the Jets, so that the defenders really have to focus, really have to concentrate on where they want to be. And the goal attack just outsmarts them and pops away. Oh, but misses the shot. Great transition, straight out. Straight out, now patience. Great patience by the QUT Wildcats.
It's that challenge when you get the quick outlet of also having your defenders coming through to support it.
That's right.
When it doesn't quite open up in front of you, you need those defenders there to be able to
And yet they've been so focused in shutting that down to get that ball in the first place. And now Jets have possession again.
Dan Taylor had a great front position.
Yep. And got that rebound. Ooh. No options coming forward. No options coming forward from QUT Wildcats. So Lisa had to go backwards, and it didn't work for her. They got a hurl ball.
It's an interesting matchup between Lucy Benjamin, Jets goal shooter, and Lenora, goalkeeper. It's both still figuring out what's going to be more effective for them.
Yes, yes. And they're both smart. And I often find that the player, you can have all the skill and everything in the world, but you've got to have that mindset and that smarts so that whatever the opposition throws at you, you can adjust to it, try something different, work it out, and play a different game.
Absolutely.
That's what makes you valuable.
Absolutely.
Now we've got a Jet centre pass, and goal attack goes through the defence line. And, she got good for something.
I think both umpires probably just a short 3 seconds at the moment.
Yes.
Perhaps the speed of the game having an influence on that.
Yes, one of the things we all learnt in our early days of umpiring. Don't get caught in that trap where it's a fast game and then somebody chooses to hold it up. It's easy to think it's 3 seconds.
Absolutely. Interesting statistic coming through at the moment in this point in the game, that the Wildcats, when they get it into their circle, are converting 88% of the times. That the Jets at the moment are sitting at 55%. So they'll be looking to use that ball more effectively once they get into their own shooting circle.
Okay, so Jets have lost possession, and now the Wildcats have possession again. And again, straight up. You've got to adjust to that defender in front of you.
Something that we're really noticing across the board is for the player in possession to be more creative with what they're doing when there's a defender at that 3 footer, 0.9 of a metre. How can you utilise the ball more effectively to shake the defender off the mark and be able to release a more effective pass?
That's right. I think sometimes that we just get this tunnel vision. We just see where we want to put it and we don't pay attention to what the opposition is doing to us. And that placement of the ball too on a feed is so important.
Wildcats just taking a little time there, being patient around the circle edge to find their way into Alicia Tahara on a good hold. Effective rebound and then able to finish off. Yep. Wildcats just sneaking ahead now.
Yep, they'll just chip away, that tenacity to just not back out of anything. Good back up by their defence. And there's lots of balance on their court as well. Like everyone's not in the one space or the one channel. That is so important. Gives you many more options.
Another great shot from Alicia Tahara. Bridie Condren just now starting to need to work on what's her position to shut down that ball coming into Alicia. Way more effective when the Wildcats can get onto the circle edge to feed.
Jets have taken possession again. Really got to get that. Finish off that control of the ball. The Wildcats do. Like they get the ball, take it up there, and then just not finishing off.
Smart movement from Lucy to utilise the backspace.
Okay, we now got Jets centre pass.
Just needing to work really hard to get that ball across the attacking line.
Intercept by Danielle Taylor. 2 hands, kept driving all the way. Sorry, Top, that was just too exciting to let go.
Dan Taylor's always had a great ability, particularly when she takes front position, to read that ball in the air.
And so important to go for that ball with 2 hands.
Yes.
2 hands all the way with that ball when you're attacking at the ball. Okay. Another centre pass, Cats. There you go. There's that creativity.
Yes, able to utilise the ball more effectively. It was a good challenge for Leah, just needing to work on the discipline of her body as she was going for it.
Well, nice quick play. Wildcats didn't even have a chance to figure out where they were then.
It was smart movement from the Ipswich Jets, looking at their first phase as they were coming off the line, and then second phase heading towards the circle. They were reading off one another particularly well on that occasion.
There's that beautiful style and shooting. Isn't she a lovely shooter?
Riley has good patterns of movement, and she moves into the circle quite effectively.
Oh, there we go.
Both players getting up from the ground, which is always great to see. There's plenty of contests going on at the moment.
And what I loved is both players were doing it and the umpire didn't penalise one of them. They're both doing it to each other, so, you know, just let it go.
The umpire on that occasion just suggesting that the Wildcats goalkeeper was pinning Lucy against the post, which is not allowed. The shooter must still have room to move. And then resetting the penalty.
Now we need that patience coming through. That Jets defence in the mid-court is very good.
They're doing a great job of having hands over, good distance, and putting lots of pressure on the passes, which is fantastic.
Oops. So we had a breaking there from Halida. Oops. So what if we got a possession call. So that's fabulous for the Wildcats, which is good because some umpires would pull that back, but she just let it play on. So that's fabulous. We want to be able to play at the ball.
Alicia working really hard to set up a screen for Riley. Didn't quite come off with what they were planning. However, the umpires penalised players for being too close defensively. Into the last 45 seconds of this match, and the Wildcats are on track to take the bonus point, currently leading by 4 goals. They'll be wanting to continue.
Every single ball is contested. That's what is so fabulous about this level of netball.
It was a great hold that Alicia had on, and Riley was really smart in putting the ball into the space away from the defender, which made that a really effective take.
3 second call again. It is a very fast 3 seconds, isn't it?
It appears to be from this angle.
Yes.
I'm sure on the court it doesn't feel like it.
That's right.
Just on that occasion, probably trying to force the ball in, knowing that there wasn't much time left. So as we go into the first quarter break, QT Wildcats are leading 15-10. It's been a really well-contested first quarter from both teams. So we'll look forward to joining you again at the beginning of the second quarter here at the Heart Sapphires series match between the Jets and the QT Wildcats. Welcome back to the second quarter of this Heart Sapphire Series round 11 match at the Queensland State Netball Centre between the QUT Wildcats and Jets. QUT Wildcats are currently leading 15-10. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams have come out of that quarter time break and what strategies that they use in this second quarter.
Personally, I think both coaches would be quite happy because that's a close game so far, and neither team has shown dominance. It's almost been like, it feels to me like it's even possession. It'll be interesting to see what the stats say when they come up.
Yes.
But both teams are working really hard.
Looks like the Jets have made a couple of changes. They brought Charlie Bell into goal shooter and moved Lucy Benjamin out to goal attack, which they have been utilising in other games as well. Changes the height difference between Charlie Bell at goal shooter and Lenora Misser at goalkeeper. Lenora will be looking to mix up what she's doing. It does look already like she's moved off the body and giving a bit more space.
Siobhan Sherlaw just had no options there, so had to take that lucky last option and got it out of there.
Again, QUT Wildcats doing a great job. Lita being really clean with her outside arms, staying nice and straight in the body, not drawing any whistle from the umpire on that occasion. And Jets returning favour.
Yes, I felt that they manipulated Alicia there a little bit and pushed her out, so that meant that there wasn't a clean feed to her. She needs to hold her ground a little bit more like she was in that first quarter.
It was a great example there from Kesha Grant. You said earlier how athletic she was, that she had really good front position, time to jump against the much taller opponent in Steph O'Brien, and was able to get the ball to one of her teammates.
So
we've got a little bit of backwards and forwards going on at the moment. We want to see someone just start to settle, find a way to get everyone working together and to be able to finish it off and score that goal.
It felt like only the defence were on the court there for the Jets. They just took their patience and popped it through, and now they've scored from it. So now we have Wildcats in possession again. And again, every single pass contested. Everybody's got hands over. It's great defence all the way down the court by Jets.
Bridie had great hands over the ball. Umpire just suggesting that she was a little close.
Yeah. And okay, so we have another goal. Riley Batcheldor.
Jets looking to mix up what they were doing there on the line for that centre pass. Looked like they had an overload on one side of the court. Looking for ways to get out more easily.
Nora's moving Bell around a little bit. So that twice now she hasn't been able to be an option, which opens it up for Lucy Benjamin to make the play, which is probably not a bad thing, really, because it's opening up the whole court, the whole circle.
Absolutely. Well, and Lucy had done a great job as a shooter of following through and getting her own rebound. You could see that she had eyes to the ball.
Yep. There was great vision there by Lisa Maimai, straight into Alicia. Beautiful goal by Wildcats. Here we go. Now the defenders have to figure out who they're going to pass it to. They've double teamed on Bell, which meant Lucy was free. They're both very capable shooters, so you can't really afford to take your eyes off one of them, can you?
Absolutely. And it is just taking the Ipswich Jets a little bit of time. Lucy moves at a different speed to Rosie Baker. She offers height compared to Rosie's speed. So they're just finding ways to get that timing happening. And as you said, when they double team Charlie Bell, it does mean that Lucy's much more open, and that probably plays into their hands in some respects. Jets are just probably settled more in this quarter than the Wildcats at the moment. They're bringing the scoreline back a little closer and have another opportunity here.
Yeah, I think their Jets defence end seem to have really stepped up and are making their presence felt now.
Yeah. Dan Talley again doing a fantastic job of just tracking the ball.
Beautiful defence and possession gained by Wildcats now. Now they've just got to finish off with it. Finish off, patience, get that ball to the circle to feed. The defenders are too strong to put the big ball in all the time, and if you feed from the circle, it's so much harder to defend.
It's that challenge when you've got a nice tall player in the circle, and most teams, their eyes light up and they want to put that long ball in all of the time. It's that challenge because you've still got to get the placement exactly right.
Definitely.
Whereas get on the circle edge, it's so much harder for defenders to do anything about them.
Definitely, and you're right there. It's when the players, the feeders start to get worn out and fatigued, that's when those big long balls go in and mistakes are made. Yeah. So Wildcats have got another rebound, taken possession, tipped out by O'Brien.
Steph O'Brien, as usual, doing a mountain of work both in attack and defence. She continues to run, challenges every ball, usually challenging fairly cleanly when she goes up for it, so she's making it hard. And that was great eyes from Siobhan.
Definitely. She's also unassuming. She's taking it to the goal attack, and we just got a tip and possession gained by Jets.
Strong drives through the midcourt there from Leah, particularly at wing defence. It does let your attack end have a little bit longer to reorganise when your wing defence and goal defence can drive through the middle.
Oh, yes. Takes that little bit of pressure off because, like now, there's so much work to do getting it through into that goal circle because they're smart. They're shutting down every single option, the Jets are, but it's happening at the other end as well. So both teams are putting that pressure on in both ends. That's the hard stuff. The short, sharp work defensively to shut it down.
They're working really hard to get a lot of front position to make it harder for the feeders to find their players and also to more often force that high ball to be able to pick it off.
That's right.
Defenders at both ends are really good at reading the ball in the air.
And that's another reason why when you've got really good defenders in the circle, you need to feed it at the circle rather than push that long ball in, because give them that run up, that gives them their elevation, that gives them the opportunity to intercept. So Wildcats just had both the shooters blocked in together there, which was clever, but smart shooter pops away.
I was going to say, it looked to me like actually Lucy was trying to get Charlie to set up for a screen and set the space up, and just as they're continuing to work on their partnership and combination in the circle, I think Charlie wasn't quite understanding where Lucy wanted to be. Probably came off it a touch early. And of course, Lenora and Dan were working really hard to disrupt that screen and did it quite effectively.
Box them in, yep. Nice goal again by Wildcats, by Riley. Centre pass, Wildcats too, so...
Looks like Wildcats are now just starting to settle into the rhythm. We're about halfway through this quarter. Let's just push the scoreline back out to be 5 in front again.
Which was the difference at the first quarter?
Yeah, so at the moment, this quarter's pretty even. With two teams. It's interesting because, Wildcats are still continuing to have really high percentages when they enter the circle and convert at 71%, whereas Jets are still hovering around that 50%. So their coach, Tracy Jeans-Fraser, would be really wanting them to be using that ball more effectively when they get into the circle.
So we just had the goal attack from Wildcats. Riley Batchelador do a great hands over and tip the ball away. Now, just got the throw in and now have converted from that. But that's fantastic to see our attackers doing that. The same amount of defence. 7 attackers, 7 defenders.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And Riley can swing both ends of the court. She tends not to so much at this level. But I have seen us play some amazing games at goal defence.
Oh, wow.
Where she's able to pick balls off at will.
What an asset.
Absolutely.
So...
Great defence there from Alicia Tahara at goal
Yep.
shooter. Again, if your shooter can get turnovers, it's definitely an advantage as a team.
Okay. I don't know.
Umpire, it just looked like that as Riley was coming around the body that her shoulder might have dropped, so I think she's picked her up for contact on the way through.
Great stretch.
Lucy has such an amazing split.
Yes.
She does look like she's going to snap at times.
She does, yeah. Almost like rubber banded.
Yes.
Okay, nice crisp passes in there. Like you said, their centre just knows where to be.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of work out there.
Looks like, on that occasion, Lucy just sweeping the circle a little more, which is what actually let the space open up to Charlie. Kept Dan Taylor busy at goal defence and opened up to Charlie. So I think they'll be looking to do that a little more often when they come into the circle.
Okay, so we've got Wildcats putting on great man-on-man pressure there.
It was forced the turnover yet again.
The whole mid-court was just blocked. All you could see was Wildcats players. And that's how they got that ball off the Jets. And we missed the shot at goal. So now Jets got to throw in. Let's see what they do. If the Wildcats can be smart and keep them pinned in, they'll do it again. But, no. Oh,
great
beautiful
movement and good understanding between Steph and Lucy. They have been teammates for quite some time now, and they work off one another quite well.
Just even that little pop in the air that Steph did through to Lucy. It's just that placement, just out of the way of the hands of the defender. So hard to beat.
It is. Wildcats are certainly bottling Jets up at the moment. They've been working in that small area of the court for a little while, able to spread it wide and then make their way into the circle.
Well, it's getting a bit close for comfort, I'm sure. And here we go. We've got a timeout called by Wildcats. So coach will pull them in and make them refocus.
So with 3 minutes to go, it's been an interesting rhythm through this game where one team will come out and do really well, then the other team
takes turns.
Start to find ways to work their way through, start to settle, changes up.
Yep. And they're both putting on that full court defence, both teams, all the way. And that's what makes it hard. There's no key game maker. Every single player is pulling their weight, doing the defence, doing the attack, making the moves. I think we're going to have some very tired girls at the end of this game.
Absolutely. And in reality, as a coach, that's what you're after when you've got your players out on court, that we have a 60-minute effort in defence, equally 60 strong minutes in attack.
Yes.
And continuing, I liken it to a chess game. One player will utilise some moves or put on a different defensive strategy, and how's that working, and can their opponent adjust and adapt?
Outsmart them, yes.
Absolutely, and then what do they do next in that process? So as coaches here, I think, for the Jets, I'd be looking for Lucy to draw her defender a little more to open that space up to Charlie. And for the Wildcats, that they want to keep working hard onto the circle edge so that they can then utilise Alicia's height.
Absolutely.
Lisa Maimo has such fantastic footwork.
Yes.
She's able to change direction, use that really quick change of direction to burn off her wing defence on that occasion, Leah.
And this change of speed as well. Like, she can be going at one rate and then go pick it up another notch, like slipping into fifth gear.
Absolutely. Brodie Condren as a defence has gained so much control and discipline in the last couple of years. Each year as she's gained maturity and experience, she's now got really strong hands over. She's staying disciplined, staying in play. That was a great example of, good 3 feet, good pressure over the ball.
The Wildcats are not taking any risks, so she's obviously doing her job. Like, she's shutting down the availability of the shooter. And this is where I feel, this is where you need your teammates to help you work it in. So maybe Keisha should have come around the front of the wing defence so they could have made that triangle.
Yep.
You know, I mean, we're not down there. I mean, it's easy us lounge chair people to say that.
Always. Alicia, too, strong hands to pull in that ball. There wasn't much space
Exactly.
to take that.
And, yep. Oh, that was good, strong take as well.
Great body position to be able to take that rebound on that occasion. So the Wildcats have come out of that tactical timeout quite well. They pushed the score back out 24-20.
Regrouped. And, umpire got that one.
Lucy just backing into her player on
Space.
that occasion. The idea was good, just needed to have a little
Bit
more
more
control
finesse.
as she was doing it on that occasion. Oh,
There's your keeper from Jets, just showing that discipline. Didn't get called in to defend that ball. You know, when the ball comes up to them and it's just instinct to raise up and defend it.
yes.
She stayed with her hands down, and that's what got them the ball in the end because it forced a bad pass. Otherwise, she would have been pulled for obstruction. Oops.
Wildcats were looking to move the ball through the midcourt quite quickly on that occasion and just misreading the movement of the player. As are the Jets at the other end. It's that challenge, you know, when you're in attack and if you've made eye contact, you know, you're the player on the drive, you made eye contact with the person with the ball, you need to keep going on it because otherwise they're passing it to where you were going to go, not where you change your mind.
That's right. And just as you were saying that, Lisa Maimai just drove through from the Wildcats and Denny had made eye contact but hesitated.
Yes.
The moment's lost. Sometimes you just got to give it the minute it's on, don't you?
Absolutely. Last few seconds.
And
Both teams aware of it.
Oh, and it bounces out of the ring.
So, to me, that means that's a drawn quarter. We've
is.
got QUT Wildcats leading 25 to Jets 20. Quarter 10 all. A low scoring quarter from both teams.
Absolutely. Well, that just shows you how tight it is. There's no winner. They're even Stevens.
Yeah. Ipswich Jets on that occasion were converting about 75% of their centre passes, where Wildcats were at 64%. So both teams, I would think, would be wanting to increase the conversion rate on their own centre passes and also being able to pick up on converting when they get a turnover.
Be interesting now to see if the coaches make some big change-ups to try and force a gameplay.
Absolutely. So it's been a great second quarter here in the Heart Sapphire Series round 11 match between QUT Wildcats and Jets. We'll look forward to you joining us again for the third quarter. Welcome back to the Queensland State Netball Centre for this round 11 Heart Sapphire Series match between QUT Wildcats and Ipswich Jets. We have QUT Wildcats leading 25-20. We had the QUT Wildcats winning the first bonus point in quarter one. Second quarter, it was a draw, so they'll be splitting those points. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams come out in this third quarter.
Yeah.
Having a quick look at the court, it looks like there's no significant changes that we can see at this point in time.
Centre position in the Jets team.
Yes. Good pickup, Max. McKeely Hosh coming into centre. McKeely's always interesting at centre because she's so tall. She moves particularly well. And so it'll be interesting to see this matchup between Kesha Grant and McKeely Hosh. The speed and the height difference.
And then they've got was their centre, has now gone to wing attack.
Yeah, Steph O'Brien's moved from centre into wing attack.
So that's a sign that, you know, they want that smarts out there because she was very clever. Here we go.
Ipswich just missing the fact that they had Lucy Benjamin on her own down the other side of the court, but they've been able to still find their players, find their way into Charlie Bell underneath the ring.
Centre contacts, by the looks of that.
So the umpire picking up that there was a lot of contact going on at that centre pass on the line.
Beautiful baseline and pop out the side there by Riley.
Lisa Maimai did a great job of picking up the movement and delivering a really quick, fast pass into her as well.
Definitely. And then now we've got Lucy Benjamin contacted coming through the two girls that were blocking her, creating a small wall. Oops. Yep, she's... what have we got? What call have we got? Contact by the goalkeeper.
Brady Condren doing a good job then on that occasion again of staying really clean with her body.
Absolutely, yeah.
Smart option from Riley Bachelor on that throw in. Lisa Maimai making it easier by being ball side, allowing Riley the time to get back on court before firing the pass back in.
Ball straight back, that's right. Yep, here we go. We're going to do a reset because nothing's on, so patience.
Good hands over the ball pressure from the Ipswich Jets at the moment.
And Wildcats not wanting to risk losing anything. And now, so we've had Wildcats swing the ball, but the Jets centre come across offside.
Kelly Hosh looking to utilise the long reach that she has, just needing to probably be a little bit more disciplined with her body around the circle edge.
Yes, definitely. And as a defender, it's so frustrating when you're working so hard to shut the shooters down and close off their options, and your wing defence or your centre goes offside or contacts on the outside.
Yes.
That discipline there is really important. Oh, that was a good chase down, but didn't quite go her way. And Jets stay with possession.
It's probably just a lot of body contact starting to happen at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see how the umpires deal with that. We know that both teams have been playing at high intensity, so fatigue would probably be starting to play a factor in body control.
Yeah, especially in the mid-court, I think. Yeah, both teams have been playing quite a fast game, moving the ball well, but also that defensive game, which often doesn't get carried on in the mid-court as well as it should. It's definitely happening in this game. Well,
good strong pressure around the circle edge from Leah Woolnough to disrupt that ball.
Oh, beautiful little flick over there.
Steph O'Brien is so creative with the ball.
Both the shooters are caught behind then.
It was really good timing from Charlie Bell. Used her feet just to pop around Lenora Misser at goalkeeper to make herself available as that ball arrived.
It's just a shame God didn't give us eyes in the back of our head. I'm sure every defender would love that. There you go. Nora did a really good job there of running Charlie Bell around the top of the circle to not give her any options.
Yes, they probably don't necessarily want Charlie Bell on the move that much.
Oh, great vision. Great vision, great pass. And what do they say? She was home alone.
Yes. It's that challenge of, I find, when you've got a tall shooter, of trying to convince the feeders that they may only get that pass once or twice in a quarter,
Yes.
rather than every pass.
That's right. And like we said, when they get fatigued and tired, they look in and want to take the easy option. But at this level, there's no easy option.
No.
Ball.
Quick ball movement for the Wildcats, and then they just got held up there a little. Strong sweep around the circle from Riley Bachelor-Dor. It's that challenge as goal attacks as well, when you're doing all of that movement to then settle to take the shot.
Absolutely. You're either the decoy or the go-to girl.
Yes. Wildcats are just sneaking ahead here at the moment. Push the scoreline out to 30-24.
I really think their patience is really standing out. They're just being patient, not forcing too much around. And another beautiful shot by Riley.
Riley settled back into her shooting rhythm.
There we go.
Lenora reads that ball particularly well, where she was...
So does Helida, as we could just see. Oh, what a shame.
Yes, where she was really looking for that pass out, knowing that
It was coming, yes.
there weren't other options available. And yes, Alida does read that particularly well. Looks like she might have gone off side.
An obstruction call on the outside. Oops. And we've got Lucy Benjamin down.
Just looked like they got it tangled in feet on that occasion.
And again, you know, something I loved about the umpire, often you'll find in the average club game, they'll see somebody fall over, so must have been contact.
Mm-hmm.
That there were just two girls both on the court. One fell over, one didn't. So that's fabulous umpiring by not being lured into assuming something happened.
Yeah, Jess Lakeman, one of our A badge umpires here in Queensland, was able to gain her A badge quite young at 16.
Wow.
Has been continuing to do a great job. Went to the under-17s and under-19s nationals this year.
Oh, that's awesome. Not many people would get your A badge at that age.
Yeah.
Great effort.
Jess also does a lot of work at her association, Downey Park, and mentors a lot of the umpires coming through, which is also fantastic. Continuing to give back and share her knowledge with others.
Okay, so we've now got Wildcats with a penalty pass. And they're moving that ball around the circle nicely. Starting to edge away now, I think.
Yeah. And, you know, we have so many people that come back into the game. Kimberly Foreman, amongst other things, is also a mum. She has 2 young kids. And after both of her births, has been able to get back on court and come back to umpiring at high level.
That's saying
So
something.
she works really hard to regain her fitness.
And people just don't realise too how fit you have to be as an umpire.
Absolutely. And that level of fitness makes a difference to how much they see on court.
Definitely.
And being able to make those decisions around what's happening and how it's influencing the game.
Oh, beautiful pass straight into the shooter. So they've rotated Lucy out.
Okay, so Rosie Baker's come back into goal attack. Leah just thought she might have sneaked away with that one. Strong hands. The umpire's deciding that she was a little close when she did it. Wildcats are ahead by 5 in this quarter at the moment. It's
There's-
compared to the last quarter, this is quite a high-scoring quarter. We're at 25-20.
And this is, like we say, this is the fitness comes into it, mental and physical.
Yeah.
We just had her leader from the Wildcats have a good hands over and ended up having the balls thrown straight into her hands, so it was beautiful. And now Wildcats get to convert from that.
Not quite sure on the stats that were just coming through for me to think that they were 20-25 in this particular quarter.
And we've got a timeout call.
So QUT Wildcats pushing ahead to be 35 against the Ipswich Jets 25 at the moment here in our Heart Sapphire Series round 11 match. It's great to have some amazing sponsors as part of this Heart Sapphire Series, with Mizuno providing footwear. Each of the players in the competition were provided with a pair of Mizuno shoes to wear. Also Mount Franklin, Powerade, Legassic. Legassic are the sponsors of our Most Valuable Player Award for the Heart Sapphire Series, the Katie Walker Sapphire. An award that we're sure most of the players would be more than happy to have.
Absolutely. Aspire to be.
And in the earlier match, Richard McGuinness, our high performance manager, mentioned that the race to the MVP award is quite close at this point in time. There's so many great performances that are happening out there on court.
So both coaches were quite opinionated in those huddles. Lots of hand gestures. And
Having lots to say and asking for their players to adjust some of their strategies.
so we now have another centre come in from the Jets. Brooke.
Yeah, Brooke Hams was on the court earlier in wing attack, so she's now moving into the centre position. Makili Hosh moving back to wing defence, and Leah Woolnough moving into goal defence. So just looking to disrupt that ball coming into the circle.
And now, so looked like a bit of confusion there. Nobody really knew who was who. And we have an obstruction called on the shot. Oops, just short. Nobody followed that rebound in.
It's that challenge as a shooter of being confident going to the post or having a look to your partner who was under the ring with nobody really on them at the time. Hindsight is a great thing.
It is.
When the ball doesn't go through the ring, it perhaps should have been a pass.
Oh, beautiful intercept there. That was from not backing out of the drive.
Yeah.
Just stayed with her player all the way.
Alita was making it look like Steph O'Brien had enough space to take that particular pass, and she has such great closing speed, Alita, that she was able to just continue on, shut down that space really quickly and take the ball with two hands, which was fantastic.
Once again, two hands.
Yes.
I find too, if they go with the two hands for the intercepts, their whole body goes with them. It just gives them that little bit more leverage.
Yes.
And we had a few tips of the ball. Helena took possession and beautiful pass straight in the circle.
Bridie Condren had great eyes to the ball. She came out on that 45 to take that intercept. Players around her hadn't quite reorganised. Tried to push the pass probably a little bit early, and then it got turned over again as well.
And again, that's that risk as a defender, whether to stay or to go to challenge that long ball.
Absolutely.
And I've always say too, you know, that a good shooter, whatever happens, they'll turn it against you.
Yes. So Wildcats looking to utilise this possession, turnover possession again.
And they're getting a lot more comfortable because they're not taking it right up to the circle now. They just passed off just on the other side of the transverse and straight in.
So at the moment, the QUT Wildcats are leading this quarter 13-6. That one not quite going to plan for them, so they'll be looking to transition this down court more effectively. Great eyes from Dan Taylor, just timed that movement to come in front of the player.
And so clean as well. Same with Helida as well. Like that, just can step around the body. Takes a lot of practice. Okay, set that feet up. Oops. So Alicia had good front space there, but just started to turn off a fraction early, which opened up the defenders' opportunities.
Probably at the moment, the Ipswich Jets just getting caught a little bit standing still, waiting for the ball to come to them. The Wildcats are really continuing to drive through and able to pick those balls off.
Yep, just like I said, chipping away. Oh, that was beautiful triangle by the Jets. Good, fast, open play. Here we go.
Rosie Baker just wanting to be able to improve her accuracy, shooting percentage in today's game.
Okay,
A lot of that being caused by the great defensive pressure from the Wildcats.
She's quite small for a goal attack in this league, but she's holding her own, really, isn't she?
She is.
She's definitely got lots of energy. Not backing out of anything.
Ipswich Jets doing a great job then of being able to hold up the Wildcats.
Beautiful intercept there by the goal defence, the Jets' goal defence.
So there's a minute left to go in this quarter. The Wildcats certainly have pushed it out 14-7 at the moment.
And again, Jets had nothing on offer, so they had to throw a long ball in, lost the ball. Oh, and I thought we were just going to have a replay.
Right, Bridie probably just getting caught on the wrong foot on that occasion. She saw the ball coming, but just with that wide stance, not quite having enough power to be able to push off. So for keepers, that how important it is to keep your feet underneath you and keep them moving so that you're ready to go.
Body with you.
Yeah.
Yep, setting up that.
Having said that, that's one of those tweaks because she's been playing an awesome games to date.
Got a little bit of nice physical contest in there. So that just Wildcats.
Ipswich will be trying to hold Wildcats up and be interesting to see what happens with this throw-in as we go into the last couple of seconds. Riley Batchelor just continues to go till the very last moment.
Wow.
So we go into the three-quarter time break with the QT Wildcats winning that quarter 15-7, with the overall score leading 40-27. It's been a tough and physical match. Lots of changes of possession. Wildcats probably just utilising the ball a little more efficiently, a little more often at this point in time.
That's right. They really took charge of that quarter, definitely. Where the quarter before it was both teams had about as much say as the other, but that quarter I think Wildcats controlled.
Absolutely. So we'll look forward to joining us again in the fourth quarter. See you soon. Welcome back to the Heart Sapphire Series. Fourth quarter between the QUT Wildcats and the Ipswich Jets. We have QUT Wildcats going into this last quarter leading 40-27. They've won 2 bonus points, and then the third quarter was shared because it was a draw. It'll be interesting to see how the Ipswich Jets come out of in this last quarter, whether they've been able to tweak their structures up and down the court to be able to convert more often.
It looks like the Jets coach has stayed with that combination that they finished off that last quarter with. She didn't change up, and not at the attack end either. So she's got all the faith to just give them the instruction and finish it off. And I don't think we have any changes yet with the Wildcats. Straight 7 the whole game.
That was a really nice passage of play from the Jets in that they had the timing on first phase, second phase and third phase into their shooter who was underneath the post. And on each occasion the player was ball side, which allowed the passes to happen. Wildcats have just adjusted now and put some really heavy defence on, wanting to really block those spaces.
Yep.
Just did a good job of being able to work their way through that.
That's right. It took a few extra passes, but it did get there. So
They'll be wanting to capitalise now that they've got the next centre pass as well.
yep, Jets had to go backwards there. Wildcats were all over them. Now they're putting on a bit of a box defence. Nope, now we're floating out.
Smart move by Steph O'Brien. Charlie Bell just still working on being able to control her body when she's on the move.
Yes, yeah, just ran out of court.
It's one of those challenges. Charlie does stand 6'5". She's similar to height to Caitlin Bassett.
Oh,
And she's still only 17 or 18 at this point in time.
And how ironic though, she doesn't look as tall as Caitlin because she's got a bit more muscle about her as Caitlin's stick thin. But shows the potential there.
Absolutely.
Beautiful shot there by Riley Batchdor from Wildcats. And they won that centre pass off the Jets.
Riley's another player, you know, she's so tall, as in, I think she's around 6'1" as well. Yet at a goal attack, she moves really effectively. She's got great footwork, good speed.
Nice.
She drives into the circle well.
Yeah,
And it's great to see tall players being able to do that.
move and be agile as well.
Yeah.
As tall.
Keeping in mind that our taller players gain their coordination at different times. So Riley's always been quite coordinated with her height, whereas it's taken Charlie longer to figure out how to use all those long limbs. They do have a Tallest program at Netball Australia, and both those girls were in that Tallest program this year, and it is designed for them to work with other players similar around the country. And when I was talking to one of the coaches, they were talking about quite often those girls feel like they belong because they're with people of a similar height.
Okay, so we've got a bit of a scrappy play just around that ball there. Now we're going to settle, and Wildcats didn't score. I think everyone's getting a bit tired, like so that control and
the game has been played at a fairly frenetic pace.
And set the penalty, and she resets.
Lisa just finding it difficult to find a way in. Alicia doing a great job of taking that ball, which was pretty much going towards the outside of the court, able to pull it in.
Right on the back line, but how good was it for the keeper to keep it there, so she didn't have an option. Nice little turn and spin there by Sophie O'Brien. Again, just using her head rather than forcing it. And a beautiful little pop in.
Steph, originally from the Darling Downs, did play in a number of the underage state teams coming through, 17s, 19s, 21s. It's been in Brisbane for some time. is now a school teacher. And very smart when she plays on the court.
Ready to go hunting by the looks too.
It's been a good contest between her and Halida at wing defence.
Patience here is just fabulous. And likewise, what we say is, whilst ever you've got possession, the other team can't score, but you don't want to get called for held ball.
And it's continuing to build that pressure over time. And it was that pressure which eventually did force that held ball.
It did. I find too, so many teams, they can keep that pressure for so many seconds or movements, but they don't carry it on.
Absolutely.
If you can carry it on like Jets just did, that's how you get the ball.
And it's that challenge for those of us who coach about how do you continue to get your players working for 2 and 3 and 4 seconds in defence in training.
And 2 and 3 and 4 movements as well.
Yes.
You know, when they do their preliminaries and their dodges. Don't just get caught into the 2 closing offs. You've got to go the 3 and the 4 step. And it's as much mental training as it is the physical.
Defensive efforts takes a lot of mental work to continue.
Beautiful shot, straight through.
Alicia doesn't often take a long-range shot, but when she does, they're usually very effective. That was great movement from Charlie Bell then, working her way through and around Lenora Misser on that occasion.
Yeah, I feel that the Jets have decided there's nothing to lose here, so let's just put it all out there.
Absolutely, and at the moment they're leading this quarter 6-4, so they're doing a good job.
Yep, they moved that ball up there nicely. Nice strong drives.
Looks like Charlie's just changed up her processes when she's in the circle and where she's starting and then the movement that she's wanting to do. She seems to be starting behind and then wanting to run in front.
Manipulate, yep.
And create that opportunity to give her the front ball, which is great. It takes Lenora out of the contest. It was good setup.
Yes.
Smart from Dan Taylor to come through. Not quite able to get there in time.
Just the timing was just out slightly.
Yeah.
Okay,
so as a keeper, you know, if the shooter has got you non-ball side, you do want your goal defence to come through and have a go at attacking that ball.
Absolutely. You don't want them to be just walking up the court or following the player in. You want them challenging right on the shoulder.
Yeah. So tactical timeout here. Jets are leading the quarter at the moment, 8-4. Wildcats still in control of the game, 44-35 at this stage. So imagine that the Jets are going to be working on continuing to have that high intensity level in defence, getting their timing happening in attack, and the Wildcats will be wanting to go back to that more controlled, disciplined play that they had been using effectively earlier in the game.
I think when Jets play the ball quick, like they take possession, turn and go, they seem to have more control. It gets there easier.
Absolutely.
When they stop and pull it up, then they choke a little bit because it allows the Wildcats to get in front.
Yes. And to be able to do that effectively, each of the players has really got to be working off the person in front of them. Get the timing happening.
And driving at them,
yes.
Not to the side. Like that timing needs to be perfect.
Those angles that we ask for in training all the time.
There's a reason.
Absolutely. So we've got 7 minutes 34 left to play in this match between the QUT Wildcats and the Ipswich Jets. And Wildcats leading 44-35 at the moment. Jets, however, have this fourth quarter 8-4. So we'll see how both teams go after the break.
And Wildcats have made a change. They've brought Halita into the centre, taken Keisha off, and brought Rachel
Whanana?
Yep, Whanana out to wing defence.
Rachel's moved down from Cairns. She's going to university here in Brisbane. Good pass that went into Charlie. One of those that just at head height, so probably asked the defenders to have their eyes up, looking for that type of ball.
I feel that Rachel's a hunter in wing defence,
Yes.
where at the moment the Wildcats game is that tight man on man. So sometimes that when she pulls off to hunt to get her takeoff speed,
Yes.
that's what leaves that wing attack an option. So it'll be really interesting here to see if anything changes for the Jets
Yes.
being able to get that ball through.
Absolutely. Strong shot from Riley Batchelor-Dora in the circle. She does take that long-range shot fairly effectively.
Yes.
Good effort from Lenora Misses. She was in the right space on that occasion. Just needed a couple of more centimetres.
And Jets are trying to choke up the Wildcats there. You can see them all boxing them in. Swung that ball, and the defender has just turned Leisha around. And here we go.
Oh.
And we got somebody down. Is it a cramp or an ankle? I think we're going to call time.
Brady Condren, who's been doing a great job in keeper, just not quite sure what's happening there.
Yep.
Whether it's an ankle or that she's done something to her calf.
And we've got, I don't know. Sometimes a cramp can do that. Like, you just can't move it.
Yes.
It goes like a rock.
It does.
But she looks like in a bit more pain than a cramp,
Yeah.
maybe? No.
Ashlyn Garrett coming into goalkeeper.
Oops. And a goal for Jets.
Jets able to just get themselves reorganised after that change due to injury. They're still leading in this quarter 12-6. So bringing the scoreline back to 8 the difference. They've got 5 minutes, which is still potentially doable, but you do have to make use of any turnovers you get, as well as hold on to all of your centre passes.
Yep, and time is essence. It looks like they're going for it.
Just not
What a
quite
shame.
reading that one on that occasion.
Yep. The shooter wasn't quite focused on it coming through to her. There we go. We've got Cats coming through. And again, really nice balance from one channel to another.
Yes.
Each pass up the court.
And the timing for each of those movements made that quite an effective passage of play. Ashlyn is another one of our really tall players.
And just nice little pop over the top to Alicia.
It was interesting when I was saying earlier about that Tall Timbers program that they feel that the majority of the tall players don't necessarily mature until they're about 23, 24.
That's
So
interesting.
it's for all of us when we're coaching and got those young players coming through, continuing to have them play different positions, but also being aware that, you know, it does take them longer to gain their coordination.
For their muscles to catch up with their bones.
Absolutely.
Nice little shot there.
We've still got Wildcats leading 48-40.
The Jets look like they've got this quarter.
Yes, given they're 5, potentially 6 up. 6 up now, 14-8 in this quarter. It would take a lot for the Jets to be able to gain this bonus point.
Though in saying that, we have seen it happen, haven't we?
We have,
over the years?
absolutely.
Wildcats
Strong
just
take.
Cannot assume and take the foot off the pedal
No.
if they want to keep this lead.
That pass, particularly into Alicia Tahara, had to be pinpoint.
Yep.
She did pull it in quite effectively, which was fantastic.
Great defence there by Halida. Didn't quite work out for her, but it was great defence, and we've got an obstruction call. Gee whiz. Wildcats better be careful. Can't make mistakes. Nice and easy. Just settled.
It's an interesting contest now between
Yes.
Brooke Hams and Halida Veve in that centre position.
out. Dear, dear.
So we're now in that position where the Jets really are wanting to make use of the turnover that they've gained.
Yep.
They'll be wanting to put pressure on it. Helita just doing that great job of holding off and reading the ball as it coming down.
Cats will have to turn this centre pass. Need to pressure everything. Whoops.
In this situation, it's really for players to think like 6 goals is actually 3 turnovers.
Yep.
And if you can do that effectively,
Well,
and they have the opportunity to score fast.
if Cats can just keep their possession.
Yes. If what? Oh,
Oh, dear. Can't stand flat. You have to snatch onto every single ball. Even though you think it's yours, you can't assume. Oops.
Lenora Missa working really hard in defence. The umpire just deeming that she's backing into her opponent. I think the Jets are going to run out of time, given
Yes.
we're now in the last minute.
They still get the points, though, for the quarter.
They
had a
will.
Great closing quarter.
So they've outscored the Wildcats 18-9 in this final quarter, which has been an amazing turnaround for them. They'll be wondering where this was earlier in the match.
They have not given up on anything. Wildcats quarters were the best ones when they played that really controlled game and everybody kept coming forward.
Absolutely.
Just like again, that was a perfect example of everyone running backwards.
I feel like Leah Woolnough has, as the game went on, when she switched into goal defence, that she gradually put more and more pressure on Riley Bachelor,
Yes.
which did make
Made
a
it work
difference.
harder.
Absolutely. So we finished this game here, the round 11 Heart Sapphire Series match between QUT Wildcats and the Jets, with the Wildcats winning 50-45. Jets winning the final quarter 18-10. So we've got the Wildcats winning 2 quarters, the Jets winning 1, and splitting the points for the 4th.
And I think the Jets coach is going to go home, go back to the girls and say, how come the 4th quarter was your best quarter? That's supposed to be our toughest because we're tired. You know, they just gave it everything.
I
Shows
feel like
you never give up.
I feel like they got their timing and their reading off the player in front probably more effective in that last quarter.
Yep.
So that would be one of the things that I feel like they'd want to work on for more of the game. For the Wildcats, they were also quite strong and quite disciplined, particularly when they were getting on the circle edge in that 3rd quarter.
Definitely.
4th quarter, the Jets hassled them more and didn't allow them as many opportunities to get on to the circle edge. So for both games, given we're getting now close to finals, QUT Wildcats are still sitting 2nd on the ladder. Jets are sitting 3rd. So that'll give both teams a lot to work on as they go into that final series in a few weeks.
It's going to be a very tight contest.
Absolutely. Thanks for your company this afternoon, Max. It's been great to have you join us here in commentary. We've enjoyed having lots of people on the live stream watching tonight. Please continue to stay with the live stream. We've got another match at 7 o'clock coming from the Carrara Stadium tonight. Cougars against Bull Sharks. We'd like to thank all of our major sponsors for the Heart Sapphire Series and look forward to seeing you again soon.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.